Welcome back. Here are some interesting facts about technology. Did you know that the first computer ever made, the ENIAC, weighed about 27 tons and took up 1,800 square feet? The first web page ever created online was done so by Tim Berners-Lee in 1991. It's still live online to this day. The first email was sent by Ray Tomlinson in 1971, believe it or not, and the email was something like QWERTYUIOP. Does the QWERTY part look familiar? Hey, did you know that more than 90% of the world's currency is on computers? Only 8% is actual physical money. Did you know that in 2020, the world produced about 59 zettabytes worth of data? And FYI, 1 zettabyte is 1 trillion gigabytes. Did you know that the first mobile phone call was made in 1973 by Martin Cooper, a Motorola executive, and the phone that he used weighed 2.5 pounds? Did you know that the average person unlocks their smartphone 150 times per day? Just please don't do it when you're at a stoplight and then it turns green. Get off the phone. The original iPhone that was released in 2007 did not have an app store. It was added about a year later. Get this, there are more mobile devices on Earth than there are people. In 2021, the Earth had over 10 billion connected devices. Hey, did you know that the word robot comes from the Czech word robota, which means forced labor? There are robots today that can feel emotions based on how humans interact with them. They use AI to interpret human emotions. Sophia, which is an AI robot developed by Hanson Robotics, was the first robot to be granted citizenship in Saudi Arabia in 2017. How does a robot get a citizenship? Did you know that Facebook was started as the Facebook, and it was originally designed only for Harvard students? How about this? Over 500 hours of YouTube content are uploaded every single minute. Did you know that TikTok reached 1 billion users faster than any other platform in history? Did you know that Instagram was originally designed as a platform where people could share pictures of fancy bourbons and whiskeys? Did you know that the first video game ever created was done so by a physicist named William Higginbottom in 1958, and it was called Tennis for Two? Pac-Man, the ever so popular video game, was originally designed to appeal to women, based on the shape of a pizza that was missing a slice. Did you know that Google's original name was Backrub? It was renamed to Google in 1998, and it represented the term Google, which is 1 followed by 100 zeros. The first ever webcam was used at Cambridge University to monitor a coffee pot, allowing researchers to sit at their desks and wait and see when the coffee was done before they even had to leave their desk. The internet, as we know it today, has over 1.9 billion websites. However, less than 20% of them are actually active. Did you know that the original Nintendo Game Boy was released in 1989 and was capable of surviving a bomb blast during the Gulf War? The PlayStation 2 is the best-selling console game of all time, with more than 155 million units sold. The first video game console ever created was the Magnavox Odyssey, released in 1972. The first concept of virtual reality actually dates back to the 1960s with a product called a Sensorama, which provided a multi-sensory experience with sound, smell, and visuals. Studies show that VR, virtual reality therapy, can help treat PTSD by immersing patients in controlled therapeutic environments. Did you know that there are more than 10,000 different types of cryptocurrencies? However, Bitcoin, created in 2008, accounts for over 50% of the cryptocurrency world. The first digital wristwatch was called the Pulsar, released in 1972 by the Hamilton Watch Company, and it cost about $2,100, which in today's money would be about $13,000. Gmail, as we all know, is one of the world's top cloud-based email platforms. It was launched in 2004 with 1 gigabyte of storage, which is roughly 500 times more than other email services offered at that time. The first 3D printer was created in 1983 by Chuck Hull, and of course today 3D printers can do everything from prosthetics to houses. Did you know that the first computer virus was created in 1983 by a 15-year-old high school kid, and it was called the Elk Cloner, and it spread via floppy disks? The first digital camera was created by a Kodak engineer named Steve Sasson in 1975, and it took about 23 seconds to capture 0.01 megapixel of data. Black and white photo data. Did you know that Wi-Fi technology actually comes from an experiment to detect a black hole? John O'Sullivan, which is a scientist from Australia, and his team were researching radio waves in space when they accidentally created Wi-Fi. You may have picked up on this fact earlier if you put two of my previous facts combined, but email was actually created before the World Wide Web. The first email was sent in 1971 by Ray Tomlinson, while the World Wide Web did not come along until 1989. Hey, did you know that QWERTY keyboards, what many of us use today, were actually designed to slow typers down. Back in the day of typewriters, people were typing so fast that the typewriters would jam. So the QWERTY keyboard layout was designed to slow people down when typing. Did you know that Google's first storage was creating using Legos? That's right, the Google founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin used Legos to develop their first storage unit, aka a hard drive enclosure. Hey, did you know that if you like this video and subscribe to my channel that I would greatly appreciate it? Have the best day. Take care.